We are back. It's been a while, at least it feels like it has been for me at the very least. I have this thing on my face, it's just going to have to be there. I did have to fire my makeup department because the team leader sent me a text message while I was trying to watch a funny video of a guy slamming his head into a wall for 40 minutes straight on YouTube, and they sent me a text notification and just ruined the whole thing. So I just fired the whole makeup department, so that's why that's going to be where it is. But we have some news to discuss, starting with Kevin Love getting bought out. That did happen a little bit ago, a couple days after the trade deadline. That was a move that the Cavs were rumored to be thinking about. I saw their team's fans on social media kind of thinking about maybe we should go and grab Kevin Love from the buyout market. I was kind of hoping that the Cavs would hang on to him, but seeing what his contract is and how he's been playing as of late, and we'll get into that in a little bit, I can see why this move makes sense on its face value. Kevin Love is going to be, once he clears waivers, he is going to be joining the Miami Heat, which is kind of funny how he is taking his talents to South Beach. And I can say that it's funny because this time it's kind of the Cavs kind of initiating the whole we're buying out your contract kind of thing. The Cavs might have been willing to keep him around, but Kevin Love has stated that he still thinks he can play. He does want to be a contributor, and recently the Cavs have been sitting him out of games. He's been listed as not playing as a coach's decision, so it does kind of make sense for the team to buy him out, and that's why he's going to the Heat. Now, something I am kind of wondering is that as much of this season has been kind of a downer for him after we saw kind of a renaissance of him being a sixth man off the bench, maybe some of his bad play was due to his injury. I think he injured one of his fingers. It might have been a thumb, and he did seem to lose a lot of his shooting touch when he came back. Maybe he came back before that injury was fully healed. I do feel like if that is the case, and that this might be a little bit of a mistake from the Cavs. However, something that a hand injury might not contribute to was his just awful defense when he was on the floor. He was definitely a liability on the defensive side of the court. And when you're not making up for it with your shooting numbers, then it can be kind of hard to justify giving Kevin Love big time minutes. But again, if he was injured, if that was what was keeping him from playing in the games, then maybe just list him as being hurt and keep him out of the lineup altogether instead of just saying, he's a DNP for a coach's decision. But ultimately, that's just kind of conjecture and speculation. What we do know is that he's been bought out now. He will be a member of the Miami Heat once he clears waivers. And I wish luck to him the rest of the season, unless it is against the Cavs, in which case I hope the Cavs absolutely demolish whatever team Kevin Love is on. But I would like to see him come back, hopefully as soon as possible. I like Kevin Love being a Cav. It's a story that I like, makes me feel one of the few Ohio sports things that does make me feel all warm and fuzzy at the moment. And if it doesn't come back soon, I hope that he at least retires as a Cavalier, maybe sign one of those one-day contracts, and maybe we'll see that number 0 hanging in the rafters one day, coming in, being that third member of the Big Three where you already had Kyrie Irving, LeBron comes back, and then you trade for Kevin Love to really put the cherry on top of that team, and obviously winning that championship when they did, and Kevin Love having the defensive play on Steph Curry in that finals in Game 7 as time was winding down. That's iconic stuff. That's going to be forever in not just Cavaliers, sports history, but the Cleveland sports legend forever, in my opinion. The Kevin Love has been immortalized in that kind of way. Moving on to some Blue Jackets news, I will get in a little bit more specifics tomorrow when I do my weekly Blue Jackets recap. But Liam Foudy has scored his first regular season NHL goal. Finally, it feels like he's been on the team forever now, and it seems like he just is snake-bitten and can't get a goal. But he did finally get one against the Dallas Stars, who were wearing their horrible retina-burning alternate uniforms. The Dallas Stars fans should love those because everyone else hates them. That's how I kind of enjoy things. When every other fan base hates what my team's doing, I kind of tend to like that thing. But those Dallas alternate uniforms, in my opinion, are ugly. They look like horrible neon abominations. It looks like an open sign for a bar, but like way worse for some reason. I don't know. But anyway, Liam Foudy scores a goal. Finally, good for him. Maybe that gets him going, as so far hasn't really been living up to his first round billing. I don't think he's been abjectly horrible this season, but it's not like he's sticking out either on a roster that is currently competing for last place in the NHL. And something that's been going on for about the last week or so has been this Vladislav Gavrikov situation that I've just kind of personally been frustrated by, because first, he's been rumored to be, a trade target for the whole year once the Blue Jackets were pretty bad and they weren't going to be able to negotiate a new contract extension. It seems like he would be a logical piece to go away, so that makes sense. But then he gets sat for trade-related reasons, and you would think that means, okay, that means a trade is coming, pretty soon. This isn't going to be a long-term thing. But it seemed like it was mostly for asset protection, as the Blue Jackets had just lost Gus Nyquist a little bit earlier. So there wasn't really a trade imminent at that point. At least that was what was reported, is that there wasn't really anything going on with Gavrikov. They were just kind of sitting him to make sure he didn't get hurt, which is a little bit weird. And especially when it's like this kind of cloud that hangs over me, at least how I think as a fan. And then, a couple games go by, a lot of nothing. And then today, an article from Aaron Portzline comes out, I believe, on The Athletic, the Sunday gatherings that he does. And apparently, Kekalainen says that there has been a deal in place with a certain team, but a transaction with the other team needs to take place first. And, Yarmo isn't going to divulge what that transaction is. And, you don't want to leak other teams' stuff. That's what's going on. That's how you ruin trade deals and ruin trade relationships and stuff like that. But it's just personally frustrating to me because you feel like you have this player who definitely by their own merit would be playing in the lineup, but they're not because you want to protect them for trade-related reasons, and I understand that. But it is a little frustrating when you just have a guy that's perfectly healthy and ready to play, just kind of sitting there, and you're not even trading him. I don't understand if the trade was made like immediately after, but it just feels like it's a little weird, and I wonder if the NHL Players Association or just individual players will have a little bit of issues with this going forward, because the NHL has always had some asset protection, but again, usually if a healthy player suddenly gets scratched, that usually means the trade is coming, usually within the next day or two maybe. But now, with both Gavrikov and Chychrun being, sat for about a week now, where there's just kind of haven't been much movement. Again, Gavrikov is supposedly going to be on the move soon as whichever team is trading for him makes some kind of other move first. But it is, to me, it's just a frustrating situation because I just want this to be done. I'm sick of worrying about it. What will the Blue Jackets get back in return for Gavrikov? It's too bad that they couldn't, make it work. I guess they maybe still could in the offseason technically, but if a deal hasn't been hashed out by now, I don't think it's going to be anywhere in the near future. Just been frustrating for me. So I just wanted to talk about some news, get a video out there, because again, I feel like it's been a little bit, life's been going on and stuff like that, but I do want to give this channel some kind of life in the meantime. So thank you all for watching if you did make it this far into the video, and I'll see you at the next one.